foot.
Okay, yeah, you put your foot in front of the other.
Yes,
yeah,
other.
and you don't deviate. That's where you're doing now. Tomorrow, as you hit your road. Yeah, but I'll check up on you if when I'm
Yeah, I
already
think
landed.
we can start rolling now.
Yeah, switch off. We'll just switch off. Put our phones on silent. So that
Oh,
Timen,
yeah.
sorry, is this speaker individual? No, but I don't sound. Oh, I don't sound. It just a little bit up until a certain maybe short. Okay, 35 to 40 minutes. I thought maybe they were but no, the voices are like this. They're nice backgrounds.
A very good afternoon to our viewers. We're coming to you this afternoon in a rather uncharted terrain, if you can call it that. Uncharted in the sense that we are not at our usual location. The reason why we are not in our usual location is because there's a special reason. And the special reason why is this gentleman here. We just had to come out of our usual mode to a very special mode just so that we give this initiative here attention. It still is TLT podcast, politically speaking. And this afternoon, as usual, I'm quite excited to bring to you the gentleman who sits next to me here, Mr. Ben Haggai. Mr. Haggai, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon. Thanks for having me.
The pleasure is mine. The pleasure is mine, and I cannot really begin to express how excited I am to have you here. We've spent some time with you, and we have had conversations. And I must say to our viewers, you must travel, meet people, and be as inspired and be as educated as I think I am in the last hour or so I've been with you. But let me allow you to introduce yourself a little and tell our viewers who are you and what is it that makes you tick? What are you about? Why is it so important for me to have this conversation with you this afternoon?
Thank you so much. And viewers, I'm having an awesome time. My name is Ben Haggai Onyango. I'm cycling through 13 Southern African countries to raise awareness on Turner syndrome. And why this is important is that Turner syndrome is little known condition. More so, even if you are to do Google, you'll find very little information, specifically in Africa. And as someone who lives in the continent, I decided why not rally for this particular awareness so that we get to appreciate some of those rare conditions.
Oh yeah. So this Turner syndrome, you pardon. So you're cycling all over the continent. Where are you from?
I'm from Kenya, and the journey has really taken me 70 days. So I started off in Kenya on May 26th, then went down into Tanzania, into Zambia, then midway Zambia in an area called Kapiri Mposhi. Took a detour and went up into Congo, Lubumbashi, then came back down through the same half midpoint and down into Lusaka, from Lusaka, Livingstone, then then from there I got into Botswana through Kazungula.
All right.
Then from Botswana I entered Namibia.
Okay.
That is way up in Goma. Then went into Katima,
Katima Lilo. Oh yes.
Then Rondo, down all the way to Grootfontein.
Oh yeah.
Otavi, then from Otavi, Otivarongo, then Otivarongo, Okahanza, then Okahanza,
Wow.
Vindo, and all the way. Now I'm in South Africa, in Bloemfontein, and I'm really excited to be here.
Oh, nice.
And being in my 7th country, which is South Africa.
Oh, nice.
And I've been able to get quite some traction in terms of just hearing what is happening in terms of impact.
Oh yeah.
2 days ago, I was told that when I started the trade,
Yeah.
Turners who set me out for this particular journey, they flagged me off from Nairobi.
Okay.
But 2 days ago, I was told that we now have 12 other turners from different countries who are coming out to say, hey, we have heard about this and we want to be part and parcel of this conversation because it's about us,
Yeah.
and that is exactly what I want to achieve. By the time I get home, let the tanners be able to drive their own conversation and their needs.
Okay, awesome, awesome. So that is what we are all about then this afternoon. I guess this brings a bigger sense of understanding to you, our viewers, that we are talking about a Turner syndrome. We will be zooming into this condition and get to understand, all the matters that are related to this condition and what it is all about. But one of the things I hope you really noted is that Mr. Haggai here comes from Chipchoge's land.
Yes.
Kenya, that's where you have some of the continent's best road runners. You would call, I'm sure, our viewers, a man called Kipchoge, who is a world record holder
Yes.
for the 42 marathon, 42 kilometers marathon. But we will get there. Tell us a little then about this syndrome, the Turner syndrome. In our conversation, you've made mention of the fact that this is a condition that in the main affects females. Do you wish to unpack that a little bit?
Yes, correct. So genetically, we have male and female, and so the way the mutation happens or all this come together is by the fact that when mutation happens, it ends up splitting into two. So for one to be a male, we have the X and Y. Then when we have the female, we have X and X. That will be the complete mutation. We are looking at now the female. For the female, we need to get X chromosome, a total of 46, to give us a girl, yes.
Okay.
Now when one misses the X, either 45 or partially into that, then that's a Turner. Now what does that mean? Ordinarily, once you miss anything in life a little bit, then there's something that it prompts to do to you as a person.
That's correct.
So the story about Turner is personal. It's just not a ride, it's personal.
Okay.
So my sister is a Turner. She came to know about her being a Turner at the age of 30. That means for 30 years, she had no idea. Now, she has had to open heart surgery. Now, some of those things that we're talking about, the X, those are some of the factors. So one might be born with liver challenges, kidney, and equally heart, just like my sister. Now, if an early diagnosis is known, then it's easy to manage it early. Yes. And the same thing, we have another one called Irene. So my sister is called Jemima. Now Irene, who is also another Turner who flagged me off, said she was at a teenage. So teenage is like going to secondary school. They were like, hey, how come my fellow peers or fellow girls are growing and I'm not? I'm stunted.
Yeah.
So short. Then when they did the test, which was sent to South Africa, she was like, hey, you are a Turner. She couldn't believe, what is it? You know, when you're expecting normal disease or condition name and here you're being told Turner, she's like confused. Then when she dug into it, like, oh, okay. So it can also lead to other physical aspects, including lack of growth. So why is it important? If Irene knew of her condition earlier, then she would have been introduced to growth hormones, which would have boosted her height. Now, because she had no idea and she just like my sister continued growing and developing like any other person, then she found herself at that particular point. And so my sister and Irene and Anne, the three Turners, they told me this, hey, I want to be the last Turner who gets to know my condition later in life. Let me know it soon. Yeah, exactly. So that is now where we talk about the challenges of a Turner. So some of the other predisposing factors that socially that they undergo is physical. So like they have a web neck or a web, you call it just a web neck. So when you look at them, you'll be like, hey, how come you have this, I don't have it, and many of us don't have it. The condition is basically 1 in every 2,000 to 2,500 births. So that means it's so rare.
It's so very,
So
very,
for you to
very
find
rare.
somebody else who has,
Yeah.
and it will take you a while to do so. And so the spirit of being able to just say like, hey, Tana is a rare condition, we accept it, but what is important is, can we raise awareness so that the Tanas who have gone through stigma and discrimination or lack of knowing what they're dealing with whenever they go to hospital get to know it early in advance, so that the contribution of our healthcare workers, our nurses, our community volunteers, name it, they become a contributing factors towards the healthcare,
Awesome.
to their caregivers. So a mother's given birth to a child. I give a good story.
Yeah.
So there's a journalist from Europe who did a documentary of a girl in Goma. That's why I went to Congo.
Okay.
Now you know Goma, there were conflicts, so
Yeah.
I symbolically went
And
through
conflicts.
towards DRC, but towards Lubumbashi.
Yeah.
They call the girl a bat. Yes. This is a human being. Reason, she has a very long, elongated neckline. And the journalist wondered why, and so went to cover that story. So if you're to look at, she's called Delilah.
Yeah.
If you're to look at Delilah, she's just a normal human being. It's only that she missed an X chromosome.
Yeah.
And that one made her look different, but she's not indifferent from all of us. So that is basically where I'm coming from.
Awesome.
If I'm able to raise awareness and the scarcity of information online,
Yeah.
then this conversation and to our listeners,
Yeah.
they get to benefit about that. They'll go in and Google, just like I've met so many people and saying, do you know what Tana is? They're like, no.
Yeah.
But once we have the conversation
Then
and we dig in,
information
then
goes out,
information
yeah.
goes out, and that's basically what you're trying to do.
I guess then this really brings us to the crux of what TLT podcast is. You know, you remember that this podcast is called Spotically Speaking, and we had intended with this podcast that it is something that we will do in order to bring information and knowledge to people. And I'm quite excited today that we are exactly sticking to the mandate of the reason why we had this particular podcast. And I want to really encourage our podcasters to go out and research, do your own research and find out about the Turner syndrome. Mr. Haggai here, as you have indicated, part of what he is doing is to make us aware and know and understand what the Turner syndrome is all about. Because then it means as parents, as communities, we can then intervene and do things that can help us help the children, especially that they grow knowing about this condition and the kind of interventions that can come. Talking about interventions, is there something that can be done, you know, to make sure that this thing is stopped before it can even happen at all, if at all, you know?
Good one. The answer is, remember, it's genetic, so that one will not change. However, what is important is managing some of those aspects. For example, the neckline can be seen through the prenatal clinic and the scans that we do for our women during during their term, the pregnancy. And so once they cut that, then that means when the child comes out, then they can do an operation. Then the other conversation is congenital aspect of congenital condition like the heart, the liver, the kidney. They can be addressed sooner than later.
So what this says is, whilst a lady is expectant, then there could be these pre-tests that could be undertaken to make sure that all these shortcomings, if I can call them that, hope that is not disrespectful, can be detected, and interventions are implemented immediately.
But you and me know we are living in a space where not all of us will be able to get facilities that are well equipped.
That's true.
However, is there an opportunity to champion for what you call the minimum rapid tests? So, for example, can we have the facility that is far in the rural areas have a rapid test when a child is born? Then they're able to test if they have an X factor missing or it's available. If the answer is yes, then let's move to the cadre and refer that particular child for the next visit, either to see a specialist, it could be a cardiologist, it could be wherever that would be, so that we don't limit ourselves saying everyone has to go and get or deliver the child in a particular space. But we have small devices or equipment that
Yeah.
can be used in order to help them catch
Yeah.
a turner at the right time.
In good time.
Because this is the reality. If that is the numbers that we have, one in 2000,
Yeah.
assuming that in South Africa we have every day
Yeah.
we have 100 baths.
Yeah.
So if you divide that one, then that means you have about 20 or so
Yeah.
turners in a
On-
week-ish.
yeah.
Where are they?
Yeah.
That would be the fundamental question. Where are they? So the answer is
question.
yes. Let's bring it down to the level that let's try and get it to the point that we all know about it.
Great stuff. Great stuff. And once again, as I've indicated, the message really goes not just to ladies, but also to the guys. That if you are a husband, if you are a boyfriend, or even a parent, and there is someone expectant in your family or in your situation or spaces, let's make sure that we encourage people to undergo proper relevant tests. The one, I don't know what is it called, the Turner syndrome one, being one of the tests that you really need to make sure that it's undertaken to determine that the chromosomes, all the chromosomes are in place, and if there are deficiencies that would have been identified, there could be proper interventions. Thank you very much. Really.
Yeah, I have two things to add.
Yeah.
The test availability is quite scarce, and that's why I'm making this move, or rather moving different parts of 13 Southern African countries.
Yeah.
We want to find out, is it a standard test?
Okay.
That is the first question. I'll be trying to meet medical doctors in the field,
Yeah.
and people who hopefully have done genealogists to help us understand so that we can package.
Yeah.
Because what I'm talking for is for the normal citizen to understand in the simplest language, can I do a test, yes or no? And if it is yes, where can we get it from? That's one. Number two, I'm using a bicycle
Oh yeah.
to do this. The reason why I'm using a bicycle, I want you to remember that the bicycle is something that you remember for a very long time.
Oh yeah.
Now, in that memory, you'll click Turner in relation to this, to cycling. And so I tried using a means that will allow us to be able, yes, to be able to appreciate the journey. And that is what gives a whole plus to this particular conversation. So I picked a subject matter and a tool that will be able to facilitate that, which is a bicycle. So in 2023, I rallied in for wellness and wellness and road safety using a bicycle within nine Southern African countries, East and Southern African countries. In 2024, I did what we call medical support for baby Briella, who was she was diagnosed at 5 days old that she, that she has liver challenges, and so she went for transplant in India, and it was a medical-based challenge. So as a dad, I decided, hey, that story is touching me. Why not use a bicycle and cycle across Kenya? We have 47 counties. I went through 46 counties, all the headquarters, trying to rally. When we were done, I must say that we did our level best to boost the difference that was there. And so 2025, again, using the same tool, the bicycle, to be able to echo the voice of the voiceless turners who have not come out but are coming out right now and shaping the conversation from rare to known. That's exactly what is making the whole difference for me, so that people get to be educated or informed about Turner syndrome. Thank you.
Awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. You see, so I've been correct all this time when I've been saying that a bicycle is a very valuable tool indeed. And here is a bicycle not just bringing exercise, health and fun to people, but health and information and knowledge as well. That's quite interesting and quite empowering. Let's talk about this journey then that you are busy with. Did you say you've cycled how many kilometers now?
About 6,550 something. Yeah.
6 1,000 kilometers
Yes.
of cycling.
And that one marks, I guess, it should be the midway of my journey.
Wow. So there's still
6,000.
So at the end, it will be 12,000
Yeah,
kilometers.
12,000. That one is like cycling from Cape to Cairo or Cairo to Cape, whichever.
Wow. And here I am. I cycle 100 kilometers in a day.
You're doing
And
well.
I think
You're doing well.
and I
Well,
think I've done much. And here's a man. So what is it? What is it? So tell us about yourself. What is it that gets you so courageous? Because this is the work of heroes, work of very strong people. What is it that gets you going? And what are the logistical plans required for you to undertake this mission?
Thank you so much. For me is my background. So I've worked in public health. So anything that is touching health
Great.
is fundamental to me. Two is development. When we are healthy as a society, we will not have a lot of struggle when it comes to development because we are active and able to doing it. And so picking up turners and the rest of the three other elements that I've shared and using a bicycle just shows to what extent I'm able to do this philanthropic approach towards awareness, towards supporting another person because I'm as human being as they are. And so if I can be the voice of other people, I'll always do it.
Awesome.
And it will not hurt me in any way. Good question. When I'm journeying through the process, those are now the voices that comes in. Why am I doing this? It's to support somebody else. It's to echo somebody else's voice. And so that one adds value towards and the zeal to me why I'm doing this. So they are the ones who give me strength. Any journey that I begin with, I never look back once I've started. I keep moving. The obstacles are there, the logistical strains are there. However, I keep putting my eyes towards the end goal, which is to echo the voices that needs to be heard. Yeah. Now, the other bit, about 6,000 kilometers up to South Africa. From South Africa, I proceed towards Lesotho, then Eswatini, then go up into Maputo, Mozambique.
On a bicycle.
On a bicycle. Then back into South Africa through Pretoria, into Botswana, Zimbabwe, back to Mozambique, a bit into Tete, then Malawi. Then I'll start going back home, repeating Tanzania, and then back to Kenya.
If that's not breathtaking, then I don't know what it is. That would really be breathtaking. But I guess also to our podcasters, I think if there's another very strong thing that's coming out of our conversation is the fact that the human spirit is something very strong. I really want to say to our viewers at any time, never really ever underestimate your capacity and your ability to do stuff and achieve stuff. Never ever think 20 kilometers is too much to run, 40 kilometers is too much to run, 100 kilometers is too much to cycle. If there's a man who can do 6,000 kilometers, 6,000 kilometers within a short space of time. I mean, you've started in May.
Yeah, May 26th. So
Yeah.
today's the 70th day.
70th day, 6,000 kilometers. Imagine. I mean, there's nothing really that forbids you from doing this sort of thing. Because again, it gets you healthy, it gets you younger, it gets you stronger. But if you bring education and information and light to people, then that is the additional, mileage that you bring into the whole thing. I guess maybe I may just want to ask you, what is one other thing in your life that you still must do, that you think still needs to define you as a person?
Wow, that's a big question. Honestly speaking, I can't pinpoint one.
Oh, yeah.
A reason is I live by the honest of my life, which is giving in to whatever comes in. All the stories I've shared, I had not planned them.
Awesome.
But if they touch me, I always feel strongly I'll go for it.
Great.
However, I completely agree with you that my life is an active life. So when I'm back in Nairobi, please, I cycle to work. I don't board a matatu or a car.
Yeah.
So that's my normal life. So if you want to explore and ask the question, how are you able to do this?
Yeah.
I'm always on a bicycle.
Great.
So it should be a way of life and you should make it very easy. And that's why choosing a bicycle as a tool makes it easy for me. I might feel the pinch because of the new environmental spaces, but it has also helped me to be able to connect with lovely people on the road.
Awesome.
Yeah, so that is what gives me the positive strength altogether.
One last question, most probably. I wouldn't leave you. I'm sure our podcasters will be very upset with me, especially those that runs. If I don't talk to you about Kenya and running, what do you guys do there? I mean, you guys can run in that country. Are you able to share with us what is the magic? What is the answer to the question? Why are Kenyans so good with road running?
What I can share is, hey guys, all of you, let's put our resources together. We come do research in Kenya.
Oh, yes.
Now, things that are what I call the consistent observation. One, most of the runners come from the highlands.
Okay.
So they do a lot of running during the morning and in the afternoon. It did say that the oxygen that they do in those, I mean, the oxygen levels in those high
areas.
altitude areas allow them to have extra mileage, so not less strain when they come to the normal environment for running. Some people equally did not a research, but they tried to state that drinking of sour milk, what you call mursik,
Oh, yeah.
might be a contributor.
Oh,
You go
yeah.
try. I'm not sure. But
That milk.
that milk, maybe there's a concoction, not sure. But yes, the milk.
The running in the
Yes,
high altitude.
altitude is the factor. Then from what you call a behavioral or sociological point of view, the way the community looks or views the runners is every day they're seeing somebody running. So if it's a young boy or young girl, they begin to see their mothers, their sisters running, and so they say, hey, maybe I should do this because I say it has changed them,
Yeah.
both develop them economically and equally just from a point of view where they can say it has made a change to a community or built a school and so on and so forth, a training center and so on. Yeah.
Awesome stuff. So, finally, then, Mr. Haggai, we just want to find out if we want to follow you, check on you in terms of social media platforms. Where can we find you? Any social media presence at all?
Yes, there is. So from Facebook, IG, LinkedIn, all those I go by the name Ben Haggai. Then for TikTok, I go as Black Cyclist for Africa. YouTube, Ben Haggai.
Okay.
Yeah, those are my handles.
Great stuff.
Interestingly, there's also Turner Syndrome Africa. They're equally churning a lot of information about Turners, the facts about the condition. So it's worth following them or just going in and checking out what they have as I continue journeying this trip.
Awesome stuff. You would know, our followers, STLT podcast, we always complain about time. I'm sure some of you are saying, we know he's going to say time is a very jealous thing. Indeed, once again, we would say so. Let me take this opportunity to thank you heartily for making the time and to wish you all of the best with this journey. Indeed, you are doing a marvelous job, and I pray for nothing but for God's embrace and for God's blessings as you undertake this journey. We will be following you. We will be checking on you from time to time, and we promise our podcasters that in a week's time, we will just give feedback on your whereabouts and perhaps have a telephonic, conversation just to check how things have been. All of the best, my dear brother. God bless, and we wish you well.
Thank you so
very
much. I must tell the guys out there, I'm getting a lot of love from Bloemfontein, so salute and thank you for supporting me.
Thank you so much.
Oh, yes. Sawa. The other one is?
Yeah. Which one is that?
Sawa.
Sawa. Oh, goodbye.
No, thank you.
Oh, thank you. Asante
Asante
sana.
sana.
Asante sana. In your language, what would you be saying if you want to say see you next time?
Tuonane baadaye
Tunani.
ama siku nyingine.
Tunane baadaye,
Yes.
amazgi unini. Don't say I didn't warn you.
I'm hoping you're not insulting anyone.
No. That's perfect. That's all.
But you,
Thank you.
but
Yeah.
you said that the word, the